Guys, thank you for having me here with tinyML Asia community. Hi there, my name is Kurt and I am HandsFree's China Sales Manager. Okay, HandsFree is AI partner and we have been working with ARM for many years, even ever since HandsFree was founded in 1994. I'm talking about tinyML along with others. HandsFree is the tinyML ecosystem contributor, and we specialize in small footprint and ultra low cost speech recognition, NLU, voice, and vision biometric, all in machine learning approach. Okay, I will have two parts. The first part is I will talk about the HandsFree AI technology suite, and then the last 5 minutes I will have a live demo of the HandsFree VoiceHub. So who is HandsFree? HandsFree was founded in 1994 to improve the user experience when interacting with things. And our technologies have been shaped in more than 2 billion units. And we can see here, our customers are leaders in each vertical market like Amazon, Garmin, Google, GoPro, Harman. And here in China, we have Huawei, Lenovo, MyDear, Haier, Tencent, JD, and many more other local customers. So, okay, why voice and voice control today, and how HandsFree is supporting the voice AI industries. The voice provides the most natural and efficient user interface for the human-machine interaction, and especially in pandemic new norm. It can bring many special benefits to the public health. And now you can find voice control in quite a large, almost everywhere. So we can see we can find voice control in appliances, automotive, camera, elevator, lighting, medical, and even like mobile phones, smart homes, smart speaker, and wearables. So the right side picture shows some products runs HandsFree AI technologies. We have MyDear microwave oven, Samsung appliances, GoPro action cameras, Honda car entertainment system, Spotify car things, Lenovo tablets, Huawei and HMD smartphones, and Zoom Room. Okay, so why tinyML, and why and how HandsFree's AI on Edge can run on diverse ultra low cost, ultra low power platform? So here we divide HandsFree's AI on Edge into 2 categories. The first one is inner edge, and the second one is outer edge. And the inner edge is all about resource constraint, microcontroller or DSP running ultra low power machine learning algorithms for always on applications and devices. So in ARM family, it's all about Cortex-M. So our technologies can run on M0, M33, M55, M4, M7, and of course, many other DSP cores. Here, HandsFree's technology, we have truly hands-free, can run on inner edge. HandsFree truly hands-free is the most widely deployed embedded speech recognition in the world. And we support several types of wake word options. For example, fixed trigger word or user enrolled fixed trigger word. And user-defined wake word and continuous adaptation wake word. Beyond that, we also support small command set. So these features all run M series. Talking about the outer edge, the outer edge normally need more computational power, need more memories to support more complex AI algorithms. So in ARM family, it's all about Cortex-A series. Basically, it can run all sensories AI on edge technologies. For example, truly natural, truly secure, and of course, truly hands-free. So for truly natural is sensories deep neural network-based speech recognition capable of NLU for in-domain usage. So we can find sensory truly natural in many home appliances like MyDear microwave oven voice control. And the other is sensory truly secure. Sensory truly secure is more about face or voice biometric authentication applications. Okay. Furthermore, sensory's ultra low power, deeply embedded algorithm, for example, truly hands-free, can also available for other leading DSPs, MCUs based chips. And here are some sample companies. We support their chips running on Cortex-M or other DSPs. So how sensory's voice AI algorithm maps to ARM Cortex-M family. So we can find sensory truly hands-free can run on almost all the ARM Cortex-M series microcontroller. And for M7, we can run sensory truly hands-free, which is always on ultra low power wake word and free-spotted command set. And we can also run sensory truly natural, which is NLP-like in domain large vocabulary speech recognition. We can run Cortex-M7 and Sound ID. Sound ID is running on sensory truly secure framework, and it can detect the sound event in the environment. So we just re-engineered and optimized Sound ID and truly natural to make it run on M7 instead of traditional Cortex-A application cores. Okay, so let's have a whole picture of what sensory can deliver to the ecosystem, especially run on Cortex-M and other very low power efficient hardware. So the first one is, of course, truly hands-free. We can run truly hands-free on DSPs and from M0 to M7, and of course, Cortex-A application cores, and truly natural. Truly natural is quite a complex natural language understanding engine. So we can run it on ARM Cortex-A series, and now, of course, M7 to lower the bar of the in-domain NLU adoption in the market. And I will talk VoiceHub later. And truly secure, of course, truly secure is all about vision and voice like face recognition, voice print recognition. It's all about voice and vision biometric. So all sensors truly secure product lines can run on ARM Cortex-A, especially Sound ID. We re-engineered to make it run on M7 to meet more diverse market requirement in the IoT or IoT home applications. Okay, let's go to the VoiceHub, which is probably the most important part in my session. So VoiceHub is a free online voice UI portal. It will dramatically lower the bar to create the custom language model you want. It is free, it is easy and quick. Sensory VoiceHub supports dozens of languages and dialects, so you could build without any coding experience, and you can download your intended language model into your hardware and to test and demo almost instantly. And Sensory VoiceHub is ideal for demo, prototype, POC, but the accuracy, the performance of VoiceHub is in some conditions is good enough for mass production, but we still recommend our customers to follow the conventional path with data collection and with linguist and engineer tuning for the commercial launch of the product for a better performance in noisy and complicated noisy conditions environments. Okay, here is the link. Here is the link of the VoiceHub portal. So you can, everybody, welcome to register on Sensory's VoiceHub. It's free, and you can define your custom vocabulary online, deploy the model, and embed it in your DSP MCU easily. And you can also download the language model into your apps, which supports Android and iOS. Let's switch to my VoiceHub portal here. So can you see the VoiceHub portal?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, it's quite simple. You registered and get the membership, and then you can just click the new project icon to start new project here. I will only demo how to create a wake word project and a simple command project with predefined wake word. To save your time, I already create one. You can input the product name here, and you can select the language. You can see we support so many languages: UK English, USA English, and even USA English for kids, and also other European languages and Asian languages. For China market, we have mainland Mandarin, Taiwan Mandarin, and universal Mandarin. So it is a great tool for China domestic suppliers to expand their market in the world. So for the initial size, you can see here, it is as small as 80 KB in VoiceHub. It really depends on the language. So in some other language, it can be even smaller. But for the commercial use, I mean, with the data collection and fine-tune, I mean, the linguist and engineer fine-tune in the real project, we can even make the size smaller, like 20 KB or even smaller, to fit in your hardware like Cortex-M series 3 or M4. So it is quite flexible, and sensor is capable to make the smallest or to make the small footprint language model with good accuracy and the smallest size to save the battery power. So the output format, of course, we support many hardware formats, DSPs, quite a lot of DSPs, and of course, ARM Cortex-M4. And we also have other format of Cortex-M4 like NXP, Cortex-M4, M7, TI. So it can cover the mainstream DSP MCU options in the market, so you can just gather output freely. And for the operation point is all about the balance between FA and FR. So to make it simple, you can just get a single point to save the building time, or you can just select all points. It will be slow in building, but it will bring extra benefit for your product, because you can just select different operation point to best match the noise environment and the real product conditions. So it really depends. So I really recommend to output the language model with all points. For the wake word, you can just text input the wake word here. Here in VoiceHub, we can simultaneously support up to 10 wake word. So you can just input your wake word here, and you can even click the speaker icon to verify if it is the right pronunciation you want. Okay, so you can test. The last step is to build the language model, the wake word you just inputted. To save your time, I have one here. It is built complete, so you can test. You can test the ASR engine and the language model just using your PC, your notebook, and you can also download the language model. You can see here. You still have two options. One option is that you can use the sensory dedicated VoiceHub app and use the camera to scan this QR code and to download the language model just into the app. So you can test and demo to your potential customers just using your mobile phones. Is quite convenient for marketing, promoting your product, your POC. And you can also download the model. Yeah, the language model can be downloaded into your computer, so your engineer then can deploy this language model inside your hardware, your MCU, DSP, the developing board or UBK. It's very convenient. So this is a sensory VoiceHub project for custom wake word creation. And furthermore, sensory VoiceHub can also support command set project, which means we can have a wake word. It's a predefined wake word. We just create it. And you can also, of course, we have a lot of languages, support many formats, the same as wake word. And the initial size, it can be as small as 80 kilobyte for a very complicated command set, and can be as large as 8 megabyte to fit in larger memory to have a better performance, FA and FR performance, like for fast field usage, and to have a better, to be more noise robust. Of course, you also have the option of the operating point, single point or all points. All points will be slow. So you can just text input the command set. You can input anywhere, anything. Just you designed, I mean, the voice user interface you designed just for the product, like the smart speaker. It could be volume up, volume down, and for the TWS, it could be answer the call or reject the call or many other functions. Just you can define as voice command freely. Okay, you can just you can also click to verify the pronunciation. Here I build the language model in advance. It is built complete. You can also test and download, follow the same logic I just showcased in the wake word. So okay, this is sensory voice AI technology suite and the voice sensories free voice portal and the live demo. And you yes you are welcome to register sensory VoiceHub freely, and I will normally within 1 working day we will give you access, so you can almost get the POC the next day, the very quick. Okay, thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Kei-Jan, for the live demo. Very interesting. So Alex, you have something to add?
Yeah, maybe you can introduce. There is a question from the audience for Mr. Jan.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a question from Clinton. In what format is the model downloaded?
Model downloaded, huh? Yeah. So yeah,
what is
it's
the
a
format?
good as format for we have for example, if you run application calls, you should run sensor SDK. So here is the format just for sensor SDK. For this DSP and MCU is a binary library file, just fit in the different hardware development environment. Yeah, it's a
Okay. I have another question. You mentioned 3 products there: truly hands-free, truly natural, and truly secure.
Yeah.
So, and obviously they have different capabilities. So for the hands-free, how many classes can you run there? How many classes like of keywords detection or some kind of sound detection can you do there?
I mean, sensory hands-free?
For the hands-free, yeah.
Yeah. Sensory truly hands-free is just for sensory truly hands-free is running on resource constrained hardware, so it is very, very tiny. So it also consumes very tiny power of the battery. So because the engine is tiny, so basically we can run up to, for the trigger word, we can run up to 10 trigger word. And for the command set, normally because the constraint of the hardware, the memory, we normally said we can support up to 20 voice command in sensory truly hands-free engine.
Okay, no, that's good. Thank you. And then for the truly secure, I assume you have some kind of secure engine there for the security. What kind of secure engine you use there? Is it software, hardware, or both?
Yeah, truly secure sensory is biometric. So it's a totally software. It's an algorithm we can run on different hardware. We can run on Android, Linux, and other operation systems. So it's a software.
Okay. And then on the VoiceHub, I think you made a comment that VoiceHub, it's kind of very easy to use a tool to develop demos. And then you made a comment that like from demo to production, people need to train their own models and kind of use more data.
Right.
So what kind of accuracies typically you get in the VoiceHub, and like how much more data do you need to collect and train your model to get it to production, kind of from your experience and from your customer experience?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Essentially, VoiceHub is created just to streamline the voice-enabled product development process. So we want to give the community the free access to VoiceHub, so they can create their custom wake word freely. Not only wake word, just including command set and natural language processing freely without any charge. So the VoiceHub, they are different from conventional language model building, because conventional language building normally need dedicated data collection, labeling, and training. And for the real product, it really needs linguistic and engineer hand-tune to best fit and to have a best performance just for the product, because every product, the acoustic design and hardware configuration is different. So we really need a dedicated hand-tune for the real product. So talking about the performance, because no data collection, no engineering hand-tuning. So VoiceHub, the performance of VoiceHub is not as good as sensory conventional hand-tune language model, but it is good enough for the demo, for the concept, for the engineering sample. We really have some customers, they even use VoiceHub created language model for mass production, because they think after their test, the performance is good enough for their product scenario. But for commercial launch product, we really recommend data collection and tune for real product to have a better performance to satisfy the requirement of any user.
No, that's a good answer. Thank you. And just to follow on, for those customers who decide to use Sensor Hub for production, what are the business terms? Do they need to get a license then to continue this model in a product, or it still continues to be kind of an open source free?
Yeah, for VoiceHub, they can register and use it freely for proof of concept. But if they want to use VoiceHub created language model for commercial use, there is a license. License is mandatory because we have timing expiration setting in the VoiceHub language model. So after 1 year, the language model will expire. So it is really for engineering. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, well, that's a very good capability for development community. Yeah, thank you. So Alex, you have any comments or any questions from you?
Yeah, just a few words on behalf of Jackie Xie, who is in charge of ARM AI Partner Program, and he thanked for the organization and also thanks Sensory for participation. It's a great collaboration between ARM and Sensory to provide solutions on ARM hardware platform.
Right.
We want to thank especially our strategic partners who have made it possible. We have our executive sponsors, ARM, the Software and Hardware Foundation for tinyML, then at Impulse tinyML for all developers, Qualcomm AI Research, advancing AI research to make efficient AI ubiquitous, Sentient end-to-end deep learning solutions for tinyML and Edge AI. Then platinum sponsors, Reality AI, add advanced sensing to your product with Edge AI, tinyML. And then Renaissance, broad and scalable edge computing portfolio. Our gold sponsors, Latent AI, adaptive AI for the intelligent edge. Maxim Integrated, enabling edge intelligence. Seed Studio, the IoT hardware enabler. SensiML, build smart IoT sensor devices from data. SynSense, build sensing and inference hardware for ultra-low power embedded mobile and edge devices. And our silver sponsors, Aeon Devices, Deep Light, EMSA Visual Sense, Greenwaves Technologies, Gravity Inc., HODG, Imagimob, Kixo, Rixen Technology, and SAP. So thank you everyone for staying with us today and see you tomorrow.